Everyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people. All gingers are black people. If they have red hair, they are black. You see a white man with red hair, that's a black man. You see a white woman with red hair, that's a black woman. Gingers are black. All gingers. I just need to remind you.
Yeah, I've been saying this for years. Finally, somebody gets it. Thank you for whoever made this video. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, I promised you guys in the video I made where I talk about types of white guys that love black women, I promise you guys that I will bring ginger video. Yeah, here is it. Some time ago someone made a video talking about ginger people being black, and also there have been a lot of discussion on social media that ginger white men love black women. A lot of them love dating black women. A lot of them are friends with black people. Like, they love black people. They love when they are being called black. Like, this trend was wow. When a black woman came out to be like, anybody who is a ginger is black, a lot of people thought that they will be backfire. Like, white people will get angry and be like, why do you want to make me black? I'm not black. But guys, they receive it. They were jubilating. People were like celebrating that they are called black. But guys, I will let you watch a lot of ginger white men talking about how they feel about being black, and a lot of them have dated black women and also want to date black women. So let's get into this video. I'll come back at the end of the video and also give you my own personal opinion and personal experience with a ginger white man.
Where are you from?
Baltimore.
Okay, and how do you feel about the recent news that gingers are considered black people?
I love my black queens. Hit me up.
Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room. All gingers are black, right? When I first heard that trend, I was excited, and then I was a little nervous as to like how people were going to receive that. And I posted a video just 2 days ago, just with that audio clip. And right now that video sits at like 200 comments, and they're all just filled with love and acceptance. And like, being a ginger, I would say from the moment you are old enough to realize what's going on, you are the kind of like the butt of every joke. You always are been told nicknames like you're the redheaded stepchild, or you're burned at the stake, you were burned at the stake, or you're have no soul. Like, it just goes on and on and on. And I've always felt like a connection with the black community. I've always dated in the community, and I've always loved the community. And I have felt so much love from so many black moms and black grandmas, and I just have always felt so accepted in that community. And then reading all the comments from everyone has felt so good, because I have never felt or received that kind of love on social media. And if this is what social media can be, then I am all for it. I am all for it. And when you are criticized of how you look, it really affects you. And I think maybe that's why I have an understanding of different cultures and how they can be criticized or treated differently just because the way that they look, because how I grew up and how I was treated. But I just wanted to thank everyone for all the positive comments and the positive well wishes, and it really has like elevated the last couple of days. So thank you so much.
So I just found out that redheads are being welcomed into the black community. Just confirming, you guys said all redheads, right? Even the ones that burn after 6 minutes in the sun? Because I already got my outfit picked out for the cookout, so don't play with me. And I promise not to touch the grill. I know my place. But for real, when's the cookout?
I just want to take another moment and lift up the black community and thank them for what they did. This is clearly God working through them once again and using us, orange people, as their subject of their power to show the glory of God. If you are a redhead or a ginger and you're capitalizing off of this movement and you're just posting pictures and videos about yourself and talking about yourself, then you're getting it wrong and your intentions aren't in the right spot. If they're going to open the door for us and let us dive headfirst into their culture, then we need to come with respect, pure intentions, and be ready to support black businesses and black movement. Not immediately try to sell something to them through the TikTok shop. If you're on live and they're sending you money, you need to use that money and take it to a black business to spend it or give it away and tithe it. And to the few black people who don't want to accept me and feel the need to remind me that I'm not black, I know I'm ginger, and I have always been ginger and been proud to be ginger. But you telling me that I am not black is the same energy as the white people back in the day telling me that I'm not black also. I know how to play spades because I have always been invited to the cookout. I have always been invited to the cookout because I have always had black friends and family. I know how to dance the way that I do because I have always danced like this. I know the rap lyrics to my songs because I have always listened to those rap songs. I have such a connection to black women because I have fell in love with a few. In conclusion, I need you to know that I did not change a single thing about myself since this trend started, and I don't think that you should either. Honestly, if you want to be black, be yourself. Be authentically yourself, because that's exactly what it is. And you can reject me all you want. I'm ginger. I've been rejected my whole life. And I'm still going to see you at Granny's house, Pookie!
This whole thing about gingers being part of the black community low-key hits home for me. Especially someone in Ireland as well, being ginger. I kind of wanted to talk on this and like my own accounts of like what was like growing up as ginger, and then also my interactions with the black community as well growing up, which was a huge focal point for my development as a teenager in terms of social life and actually just how I developed confidence in general. But it's really funny and it's quite endearing to actually kind of see it blow up to this scale, especially on a global sense. I don't think it's really hit Ireland, so to speak, so much, just because it's a lot more normal here. But that doesn't steer away from the amount of abuse that people would have got when they were kids, particularly myself, for being ginger. I'm gay myself as well, based in Dublin, and I'm 27. But I remember when I was a kid, oh my God, I hated being ginger so much. Like, I got bullied for it brutally. I hung out quite a bit with older people when I was younger, but like even like from the age of 4 onwards, I remember like feeling like a disease. I was battered for it all the time. I remember being hopped on by 18-year-olds, like getting dragged by my 2 feet at my own front door of my house because I was ginger. Like, it was endless. I remember the kind of psychological torture that caused me, and just the internal turmoil that caused me as a child as well, just with self-confidence, how much I saw myself in society as well, and just how much of a huge impact that actually had on me in hindsight now. Like, I remember when I was like nearly not even 10, bawling my eyes, crying, telling my mum like I wanted to kill myself, like, because how much, like, how heavy the pain was, and like how much the shit you just got for being ginger in general. Like, you were always like, everyone else was always up here if they were blonde, brown eyes, and like that, and you were like literally the bottom, no matter what. Or even if you were attractive or not, you were never good enough, and you're always at the bottom. But my whole childhood, I remember in school, like, most of my friends, my closest friends ever, were actually black people, especially black girls in particular. And as I look at it now in hindsight, I really understand, like, and I didn't know of it back then just because of social issues and innocence of being a child. But in particular with black women, I have like a profound, deep love and understanding for them, as well as like a hyper awareness to their struggles in society and just the constant prejudice they're put under, especially under beauty standards. Like, for me, when you were ginger, no matter how attractive you were, even if you were ginger, you were always inferior to someone that was slightly more tan, had darker hair, or were blonde or whatever. You were always put at the last of the tier based on what their standards were or what people were projecting onto you. And I've noticed as I've gotten older with time, black women have always experienced that throughout their whole lives, especially compared to other races as well, and especially the complexity of their skin. And I really understand where they come from too, and I think that's also kind of why, underlyingly, why I always got on so much more. And black girls literally were my whole childhood. Like, they were my ride or dies. They were huge in my development. And I always realize now, when I laugh at it, going like, just that one physical attribute that you have that you've no choice over really just put you in a box automatically. Didn't matter what other attributes or assets you had, you were defined purely by that. And black people know that inherently their whole life. I mean, look at the history, the whole lot. So for me, it's so nice to see this trend on a global scale, because it really genuinely does hit home for me, because that was my whole childhood experience. It was pretty brutal for being ginger, and now that I'm older, etc., you don't have the same experience. I also think in particular in Ireland, because there's so much more diversity and we have so many more people from different countries, I think it's harder to single out ginger kids for looking different, whereas back in the 90s there wouldn't have been as much of an influx of foreign people and kids being in school, etc., whereas it is now. So I don't know, I just wanted to like hop on and just say my piece, especially in Ireland, is with the rise of fascism kind of coming politically, and patriotism, like through the gaze of like racism, especially with the migrant issues and all that type of stuff here. Where, sorry, my camera cut there. Based on kind of the political problems going on in Ireland now, and I know a lot of people, in particular people of colour, a lot of my Latin background friends, etc., are definitely feeling a lot of heat, and they're feeling a lot of the hatred and frustrations of people here. And I just wanted to bring to the table, like with my own experience, that multiculturalism, having different backgrounds, cultures, religious beliefs integrated with my life, especially with me growing up being gay as well, with these people who always opened their arms willingly to me, always appreciated who I was, and never looked at me for labels of what I was, and just genuinely wholeheartedly accepted me as a human being. I think that's something people are really missing out or forgetting at the end of the day, especially in Ireland right now with all the frustrations that are going on, that these are people too, they're minorities, and all my friends that aren't Irish or white, yous are welcome here. Yous play a huge role in society here, and I probably wouldn't have made it out as a kid with the amount of abuse I received from bullying, from being ginger. That was well before I even acknowledged or could understand being gay, and that people of colour, especially the black community, were monumental in my upbringing and keeping me ticking by as a person growing up. And I've had an amazing life because of that. And I'm so blessed to have that experience of being involved in so many different cultures and backgrounds, and just having that awareness too, and being able to like process empathy towards people, especially from those backgrounds, and the sacrifices they've made to come here, especially with their parents as well. But yeah, I just wanted to take the time to like say that I really appreciate those people in my life. The black community are amazing. I think they're the epicenter of most things, especially gay culture as well. And that this the whole trend at the moment really hits home, because it's been my whole lived experience as a person, and it's just really nice to see that. Like I don't know how to put it in words, but big love to all my foreign friends, everyone, people of colour, especially in Ireland right now with everything going on. Yous are loved and yous are valued.
I know I look terrible. I just woke up, got out of bed, saw one of the most beautiful videos ever. It was about me. I've hit a lot of pain in my life. A lot. And I'm now able to talk about it. I woke up going viral, getting thousands of followers, support, love, comments, DMs, feeling truly wanted.
I am loving this gingers are black thing that's going on right now. And it's just good to be, accepted, embraced, and finally witnessed and seen after just millennia of absolute chastising and separation from what feels like everybody in some way or another. We were burned at the stake. We were considered witches and wizards and aliens, and we got some funky DNA mutations as well, which is kind of fun. We can handle a lot of heat. We can handle a lot of pain. You know, we went from ridicule to radical. You know, we went from being made fun of every day to being fetishized heavily. But yeah, I'm here with you. I'm just your ginger from another mister. I don't know what the saying would be, but yeah, we can be friends now. Holla at your ginger.
Oh, you didn't think I was about to find out? Oh, I've been knowing gingers were black. I've been knowing gingers were black. My mom and dad said it was a phase. He's going through a phase. Nah, I'm really about that life. And hey, now I can say everything. And I'm going to say it. Not today.
So I just realized something that I wanted to point out to folks who might not also realize this, like I didn't realize it. But the black community didn't just open up their arms to us and invite us into their community. They also brought us together as a community. There wasn't no such thing as a redhead community prior to this. That didn't exist. There was no ginger community before this. It didn't exist. But I tell you what, I'm in DMs and in comment sections with dozens, probably coming up on 100 other redheads. And you know what the number one theme I'm seeing is in all those conversations? How can we give back? How could you ever repay this sort of thing? How can you repay somebody for giving you a community of your own and inviting you into theirs? There's no way we could ever pay this back.
In all seriousness, with the trend going on, all gingers are black, I have not felt this much love ever in my life. And to the girl that's making this go viral, I just gotta say thank you. Thank you for the love.
I just gotta tell y'all how important y'all make people feel when you comment on their stuff. When you say I love you or you doing great, welcome to the family. We going to the cookout. We doing this, we doing that. Hey, I love you. Come on, nephew. Come on, auntie. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I read everybody's stuff and I try to interact with a lot of people on my posts, right? And the interaction I get is so fucking positive and so loving and outstanding, and just it's just very moving. I know I made a post like this before, but y'all still continue to amaze me with how you all just show up and show out in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
The alliance between the black and ginger community feels correct. Rhythm, I got it. Curly hair, don't touch it. Moisturizer, I use it. Seasoning, I love it. And I have a deep love for Michael B. Jordan. And we all know.
I have never had this much fun on TikTok. There's this trend going around by a number of black TikTok creators welcoming gingers into the community, the black community, like hashtag gingers are black. It is very surprising. I did not see this coming. It's also such like an honor, and it's like very sweet to see all of these redheaded people who look like me with white skin talking about being bullied because of their red hair and their freckles, and finding support and solidarity from black people saying that's totally inappropriate. It's awful that you're experiencing bullying because of the color of your hair. I don't yet feel comfortable talking about my own experiences with this, but for those of you who are, melanin challenged redheads like myself, I see you and I appreciate you, and I'm very glad you're telling those stories. I want to talk about a couple things because I think there's a great potential for this conversation to go in a really positive and productive direction, but also this is the internet, and so there are risks, there are potential pitfalls here. So I want to say a couple things. One, those of us who are melanin challenged, who have red hair, still benefit from white supremacy in a variety of ways. And I want to give one particular example. My grandparents were white, and when they were planning to buy their first house, they were eligible for a federally backed mortgage, a very generous mortgage that enabled them to buy their first house on good terms. Those federally backed mortgages were not accessible to black people by law. And so because I am their grandson, I am an inheritor of their generational wealth. I was able to go to school. My parents were able to go to school, good schools without debt, because they were able to get these federally backed mortgages that my black counterparts were not able to get. So there may be, in fact, a hierarchy within whiteness, right? Those of us who have red hair may have experienced harassment and bullying as children because of the color of our hair. That South Park Kick a Ginger Day thing was really inappropriate. That hurt. And also, I do still have white skin. And so the fact that these black TikTok creators are starting a conversation about solidarity between us gingers and people who are in the black community, it's beautiful. We do need to make sure we're aware of the complexities and the intricacies of race, the fact that race is intersectional. I also want to say that race, some of the conversations I've seen on TikTok here have been making an argument that's like biological, right? Like gingers are biologically black people, something about the mutation. I just want to say there is no such thing as being biologically a black person. Race is simply not a consistent genetic biological thing. There's no such thing as being genetically a black person. It's a social construct created by white supremacy to divide the oppressed classes so that they don't form connection and solidarity to fight back against that oppression. It's a social construct. The beautiful thing about this trend is that I think what we're seeing is these creators are trying to reconstruct race to build that connection and that solidarity for the purposes of fighting back against oppression. I love that. That's very good. I want to see more of that. To that end, I want everyone to read the book The Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James. It is a history of the Haitian Revolution. It's the origin of what we know of as the state of Haiti, the nation of Haiti. It's a story of revolution. It's a story of people fighting back against the absolute worst conditions you can imagine, humans putting other human beings in. And also there were indentured servants who were Polish or Irish, who had white skin but were working in the fields alongside these slaves. And they were seen as allies. They were seen as comrades. It wasn't just about the color of their skin. It was about their material conditions being connected to those who were slaves working on the plantation. They were regarded with some respect because they actually showed up and they helped because they were in the same position, not the same position, they were in a similar position with respect to the slave-owning plantations. So read that book, read The Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James. It's not dry. History is very exciting, and this is a very well-written book. You will have a good time reading The Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James. The other thing I want to say is that if you are a melanin-challenged redhead like myself, there are things you can do right now to reflect back the love and support and solidarity that you're seeing on TikTok from these black creators. Specifically, here's one thing I think you should do. Talk to your black coworkers about their experiences at work. I would be willing to bet that your black coworkers have experienced some degree of harassment or discrimination, being paid less than their white counterparts for the same role, being passed up for promotion. It can seem like an awkward conversation to bring up. Do it anyway. That discomfort is the price you pay for being part of a community. And if you want to say, hashtag gingers are black and put that in your bio, great, love that for you. There's work to be done. If you are feeling loved and appreciated and seen and supported by the community of black TikTok creators, wonderful. Give it back. I mean, not give it back, but send it back and do the work in your actual communities, in your workplaces, in your neighborhoods. I want to see this conversation go in a really positive, beautiful direction, and I think it has the potential to do that.
All you man from school who used to tell me I think I'm black, look at me now! Look at me now! I've been invited to 17 barbecues in the past 2 hours, shut up!
I didn't know we were black until we looked on TikTok today. Zeus, we made it.
So this whole ginger talk, gingers are black, it's got me thinking, and aside from the things that
You know, I experienced growing up with the slurs and this and that, talking about my red hair or whatever. It's got me recollecting on some past experiences that I didn't really read much into, and now it's got me thinking. I'm just like, maybe there was something to that.
Yo, please tell me this counts. This has got to count, right? This has got to count, please. I need this in my life right now. I need it, please.
On behalf of gingers everywhere, we are honoured. Teach us the ways of sparts and the ways of women, and we'll teach you the ways of barley drinking and hay baling and potato peeling.
I'm not normally a girl that's gonna cry on the internet. I have spent the last hour reading comments that are healing me. Healing parts of me that I didn't know needed healed. Healing parts of me that I didn't even realize were still hurting. A group of people that have been so marginalized and hated and judged for no reason. A group of people that have dealt with stuff that I will never understand, never fully understand. Y'all are just coming together to love on me? You want to talk about black girl magic? Look at my comments. Look at what you're doing for me. Growing up, having red hair and being so bullied, it's like I expected it. It was, well, I have red hair, so of course I'm going to be bullied. If I've got pasty white skin, of course I'm going to be bullied. But yet I would look at my black friends and think, like, if anybody comes for them, for their hair or their skin, like, think again. Absolutely not. So it's crazy to me that I never realized that it wasn't okay for me either. You're fixing something that you never broke. You guys are fixing something that it wasn't your job to fix. I literally feel more confident now. I mean, not now, but I feel beautiful. I feel people saying, welcome home, fam. And I'm like, I have family. I'm never again gonna freaking buy self-tanner. I'm not gonna be ashamed of going to the beach. I'm not going to be scared of letting my natural skin color shine through. Like, you're changing my life in all of my freaking 38 years. Like, thank you. Somebody said to me, it's not a trend, it's a movement. And I feel that. I feel that deeply because this is bigger. This is bigger than just some TikTok trend. This is changing people's lives, and I'm one of the people that's been changed. Saying thank you feels so little. It feels so small for what you've done for me. But thank you. And you tell me when that cousin walk is, cause you know.
What up, guys? I'm telling you, TikTok, I cannot stop smiling. As a big ginger, Lord, this week has been crazy. I see my fellow gingers from around the world, all over the place, feel more accepted than we ever have. To my black family, thank you. Guys, interesting thing about me though, my grandmother's black. My entire life, I've always wanted to be darker skinned and it never happened. It just didn't. But I'm telling you, for being accepted for who you are, who knew that TikTok was going to be as amazing as it is? It's allowed people to feel accepted. So literally, to my black family, to my legit black family, I love y'all. To all my new black family, I love y'all. And to my fellow gingers, don't fuck this up. You know what I mean? Don't fuck this up. Guys, I love everything about this. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's your boy LD.
And I'm hoping to end racism with one TikTok. I'm a ginger. You see this red hair? I'm also an Arizona native. You see how this hair is darker than this hair up here, right? This is light. I shaved this most of my life. It didn't see any of the sun, never got damaged. So it's nice and bright. I hope as the sun comes, you can get it a little bit more. But this one, it's darker. It's much darker. You can tell the difference, right? So motherfuckers, listen to me. Melanin exposure in the desert for my entire life, an Arizona native, has made my hair on my head darker. Well, this stayed light because it never grew. And if you don't get it, you never will.
It took one woman to come on here and say, gingers are black. For y'all to believe, finally, that I'm black, that's crazy, bro. I have 2 black parents. 2 parents darker than me. And nobody was believing me until this lady, shout out to her though, shout out to her. Until this queen, let me fix that. This queen came on here and said, gingers are black. So forget all the family pictures, all the melanin. Excuse me, not right now. I've been inside. I look like a sugar cookie, whatever. Summertime, excuse the melanin, right? Excuse the hair. Excuse everything. You know what I'm saying? Forget all that. I was still a white man. Now, and only now that she says something, now everybody call me black. It's crazy, but shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the gingers around the world, white, black, everybody. Shout out to y'all, man. I grew up hating my freaking freckles. You know what I'm saying? They was calling me a ripe banana. I got called fire crotch. Yo, Sinbad, Jadena, any name in the book, I heard it. Finally, we getting some love. Damn.
You might cook me for this, but this whole gingers are black thing made me feel comfortable to finally show you that I wear one of these to sleep every night. Makes my hair stay nice and I don't have as bad of bedhead. It's also just comfy as hell. Look at these white guys over here. I finally feel comfortable to live my truth out here. I don't want to be hearing no ginger with the hard R anymore.
Hey, just a real quick question. My For You page has been flooded with gingers are, black thing. And I've also been seeing people only talk about the Irish gingers. So I'm a Scottish ginger. With very, very little Irish in me on my mom's side, but mostly Scottish. And a lot of Scottish people are gingers. So I'm wondering if we're included in this. Is it all gingers or is it just Irish gingers? Just some clarification. But thank you so much for, everything, and the recognition and making me feel seen. Black community.
Yeah, I just realized that the white people that are mad that gingers are black are the same people that call the cops on families for having fun in their backyard.
I've been wanting to hop in on this gingers are the black people of white people because I've been saying this. I had a mentor in college. His name was Paul S. His last name is Polish. I'm not going to tell you his last name, so I'm going to put S. But he's my mentor. We still text to this day. But I told him, I was like, Paul, because I just got here. I'm fresh out the hood. I'm fresh out like a really diverse city. Like, I'm like, Paul, I see a lot of gingers and they're real aggressive. They real like, about they shit. Like, you can't really push over on them or nothing. And I just know that from watching. And when I told my mentor, Paul was like, bro, they're literally the black people of white people, for real. Like, they don't take no shit. And like, I don't know. Now that the whole ginger conversation that they are, black people, and like they're really like tying back to the historical aspect of it.
Don't come at me for this. Tell me why I've just heard that gingers are black. I've got a few questions. Number 1, why? Number 2, am I now considered biracial? Number 3, am I invited to the cookout? Those are my 3 questions. Why did I open my comment section? Everyone's saying you're one of us. I'm literally searching up on TikTok, gingers are black people? And people are genuinely saying this. Now, I've heard this before, would never obviously make a video on it because I don't think it's my place to speak on such activities. However, I've definitely heard that ginger people are the black people of white people. Now, I am not saying that. I'm keeping my lips closed. Apparently, our melanin is closer. I don't know how that works, but it's the mutation that our gene has causes the obviously red hair and the freckles. That
mutation is closer to the melanin, I think, of black people. I'm confused. Why are ginger people now classed as black? I don't know. But
Sheila, we know we're white. We know we are white, right? There's no argument about that. People obviously said a lot of things in jest to begin with, but then it turned into a very real conversation about people offloading trauma that they'd had for years. The black community coming and metaphorically putting their arms around us and being like, it's okay, like, you guys are absolutely beautiful. Let go of that trauma and let's just move on. Now, while we know that redheads didn't suffer anywhere close to what black people do within society, we still did suffer. We had our own form of suffering. But it's something that we were never allowed to talk about. Well, we could talk about it, but people just did not give a shit, because within white communities, that's just the accepted behaviour. It's just accepted that you take the piss out of redheads. So for a group of people to just sit down and listen to us, do you know, when this whole thing came about, I didn't even look for proof. Not once have I googled shared DNA or any of that stuff, because I didn't need proof. I didn't need proof to see people coming together, because for me, that's what it's about. Now, I'm going to say this with my full chest. Black women, for me, are the pinnacle of beauty when it comes to female beauty standards. When I look at a black woman, I'm genuinely like, fucking hell, like, you are beautiful. And I meant every single thing that I said in that last video. If I'm going to listen to anybody when it comes to how to carry yourself, how to look good, how to get good skin, good hair, all of that stuff, it's black women that I'm listening to. And just also to point out, I'm proud to be Scottish, which is obviously a predominantly white country. I am so proud of that, and I wouldn't change being here for the world. I wouldn't wish to be from any other country, because I love it here. I genuinely love it here. I'm proud of our history and I'm proud of our culture. And yeah, we've done some shit things in the past, 100%, but countries can change, you know, they can try and move in a different direction in the future, and I feel like that's what Scotland's doing. We just go day to day trying to avoid the small percentage of reform voters and Trump lovers, and that's fine, like, we can just avoid them. So anyway, I've got full respect for people within the black community who haven't enjoyed this conversation, who don't think it's the right thing, who felt uncomfortable with it, and that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to continue on doing what I was doing anyway, voting the right way to try and make sure that everybody has rights within society, because I feel like that's the right thing to do, whether you're black, white, trans, gay, whatever it might be. Everybody deserves to have equal rights within society, and with my white privilege, that's something that I can make sure that I continue voting for, alongside calling out racism, bullying, ableism, homophobia, whatever it might be within society when I see it. That's all I can do, but I'm going to do that with my red hair and my white skin.
But let's reel this in a little bit, I think. The whole, like, redheads are black conversation is very uncomfortable. It was funny, like, when she said it, but it to me, it's kind of like one of those things that, like, she can say. I think, like, the jokes are funny, like, on my way to the cookout, like, I get it. I like, that's funny, you know what I mean, as in maybe the right setting, but, like, the videos where girls are like, we were picked on, just like black people. It's true. I was picked on for having red hair my whole life, and it is something that I could never control. And it was like a strange thing. I've always been over-sexualized as a redhead. I've always been asked questions like, does the carpet match the drapes? That, like, men would never ask another woman. And I mean, like, I was 13 years old when I started getting these questions. I stand out. I might be the only redhead in the room in a lot of rooms that I go in. We might have that in common with black women or black people, but I'm going to say that's probably about it. I'm definitely not systematically oppressed because of my hair. I definitely don't like lose opportunities like work or career or just like life opportunities. I'm not in danger when I get pulled over because of my hair. I just think that like if my redheaded girlies could reel it in a little bit, like I know it feels good to be included. I know.